One dream, many heartbeats, one pulse. Sagicor, celebrating Jamaican success. The time by Sagicor is
7 o'clock.
Coming up in CVM News at 7. New August 31 timeline for JPS Normalcy in St. Bess. St. Thomas Highway repairs underway. Injuries from crashes crippling healthcare system. We also have our Sunday premiere of Inspire Jamaica. While in sports, Jamaica ends 44th in medal table at Paris 2024. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7, the weekend edition. It's Sunday, August 11, 2024. I'm TK Dawkins. With the August 12 deadline for the island-wide restoration of electricity less than 24 hours away, 1 week into the job, the new JPS President, CEO Hugh has declared the rebuilding of sections of the St. Elizabeth network as necessary, a scope far above that of restoration, and as a result, delays can be expected. The President made the point at a meeting held with St. Elizabeth members of Parliament and the Mayor of Black River, Richard Solomon, to discuss the status of electricity supply to the southern parish.
The one thing that I really highlighted in the meeting is that here in St. Elizabeth, after having first-hand perspective, boots on the ground, look at the damage, the effort here is a rebuild and not a restoration effort. What do I mean by that? As a result of a rebuild effort, due to the significant damage, we are not just talking about restoration, but we are repositioning poles, we are redesigning our distribution system in order to have a safe, reliable system.
APS President indicated that the company has over 100 men on the ground in the parish, with more than double that number in short order, as well as increased equipment supplies. He also committed to keeping the parish leadership updated and to providing reliable timelines for the communities.
We now have to do analysis around structural integrity. We also have to do analysis around proper conductor spacing and other things required to have the grid in a reliable state once it's back. That's a whole different framework and effort to get that done. The good news is our teams are committed to doing just that and are working 24/7 to make that happen.
The timeline for the complete return of electricity to all of St. Elizabeth is now slated for August 31. Corrective work has commenced to repair a section of the road between Yallahs Ponds and Pamphret, St. Thomas. The section of road forms part of Package 2 of the Southern Coastal Highway Project, SCHIP. Sections of the roughly 1.6-kilometer stretch have in recent weeks deteriorated and was exacerbated by rains associated with Hurricane Beryl. Minister without portfolio for works in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Robert Morgan, toured the affected sections of the corridor on Friday and was apprised of the underlying cause of the deterioration. Based on technical assessments done, it was determined that poor material quality was the source of the problem.
Well, we're actually on Package 2 of the South Coast Area Improvement Project, which is actually from Salt Point to Pamphret, about a 4-kilometer stretch of road. What has happened is that the base has been compromised. The quality of the material that was used to compact the base was not of the quality that we would expect. So in parts of the road, you see where that damage is now being manifested because of the weight of vehicles and also exacerbated by Hurricane Beryl. And what seems to have happened is that they would have probably took material from a vein within the quarry that was not of the quality that was tested. But the good thing about it is that under the South Coast Area Improvement Project, you have a 2-year defects liability period, which means after the road is handed over, the contractor, which is China Harbour, is obligated for whatever damage or whatever failure takes place on the road for a 2-year period to repair that. But even before the package is handed over, which should be probably in about March next year, they are obligated to fix this, and instructions have been given by the Prime Minister that this entire section has to be repaired, and the repair should start this weekend.
Minister Morgan has instructed that the bad material be removed and the road be repaired at no cost to the government. The matter is being treated as a defect under the contract for the works, which contractors, China Harbour Engineering Company CHEC, are mandated to fix. CHEC today started its mobilization to address the matter. Works will be done over the next 3 weeks. Motorists are being advised to expect some delays in using the corridor from Salt Pond to Pamphret. The road at times will be reduced to single-lane usage, and motorists are being urged to reduce speed, obey posted warning signs and the instructions of flag persons.
Of the 4 kilometer is compromised. And as I said to you, the repairs should start by this weekend.
At no cost to Jamaicans?
At no cost whatsoever to the people of Jamaica. Listen, the government has spent hundreds of millions of dollars on this road because the people of St. Thomas and the people of Portland demanded quality infrastructure. We're not going to, as a government, oversee the wastage of the people's tax dollars. So we are very strong on it. The quality has to be maintained, and wherever defects occur, they have to be repaired.
Despite residents of the Deany Park community have been feeling uncomfortable about vending that they say has plagued the Deany Park recreational ground. Adrian Williams tells us more about a meeting convened by Mayor of Kingston, Andrew Swaby, to hear what the residents had to say.
I'm concerned of the park. I don't believe no hindering supposed to do in a park.
This was the feeling of residents from Deany Park and neighboring communities who gathered to voice their concerns about the Deany Park recreational ground.
My main concern is about those little shops in the park. They have been built for a couple of years now and just wasted taxpayer money as far as I'm concerned. I heard rumors that they were renting for $20,000.
Personally, and all the other residents that I've spoken to, we don't want any market in the park, right? We're sure about that. We don't want no market in the park. When the park was first situated, as the MP stated, it was supposed to have been a green space where children and elderly persons could come out and sit and enjoy.
When me pass my park, sometimes it's some filth in a bag. I side of the park. Them things have to go on in the park.
Mayor of Kingston, Andrew Swaby, addressed the residents who gathered to share their discomfort at the park being used for vending.
Vending. I can't see how we can accommodate vending, a market vending in the park. They just can't coexist. We're just real about it. Here you're trying to bring somewhere to save for our kids or for your even peace of mind, the elderly want to relax, because I hear that come through out in the presentation.
One suggestion the residents made was that a market vending zone be built separately for persons to conduct their business, to which Mayor Swaby made one warning.
We can look at it enough, but don't believe, look where somewhere else nearby. But I'm going to tell you this up front. I cannot commit the KCMC to set up a little vending area and then people now pay for it. I have to pay the money because the $100 thing and the $500 thing can't work.
Market fees are used to offset costs for sanitation, restroom facilities, and garbage collection purposes. Adrian Williams for CVM News.
And business owners in downtown Kingston are urged to take heed as Mayor Andrew Swaby and his team aim to tackle those practicing improper waste disposal. He says this is a health hazard and an overall nuisance to the public.
And if you go downtown late in the evenings, like 8 o'clock or early morning, you will see a lot of commercial garbage just throw it up on the roadside. So And I want to be clear that not because the style of the KCMC is to consult, there are some things that we're not going to consult on. And I'm telling you from now that we are going into business space for them to show us where is that contract that you have to dispose of your garbage in the proper way. Those are some of the preemptive strikes that we are prepared to take. And you'll hear a lot about that in short order.
Despite motor vehicle collisions causing death being slightly lower since the start of the year, there's still concern for the healthcare system, which battles with the rising costs to deal with road crash injuries. This, as Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, asserts that motorists and pedestrians should exercise greater care on the nation's roads. Adrian Williams has more.
Road fatalities remains a harrowing topic amongst stakeholders mandated to enforce road safety. But it is also a costly venture for the healthcare system to treat the injuries. Vice Chairman for the National Road Safety Council, NRSC, Dr. Lucian Jones, says it is a burden on the system to address these injuries.
There was a cost of care study done in 2014, a number of hospitals. It revealed that the cost of the country at that time, evaluating 13,000 crashes, was $1.4 billion in direct medical costs and $1.8 billion in indirect.
With a sum of $3.2 billion, he believes this is grossly affecting the country's GDP.
For the nation to dedicate more funds, more research, more concern for what is taking place on the nation's roads. Not just in terms of fatalities, but equally in respect of injuries. Because this is what is affecting the nation's GDP. It's affecting our development as a country. And it is devastating the lives of people all across the land.
Though there has been a 14% decline in collisions resulting in deaths compared to the same period last year, Jones believes more data on types of injuries sustained in collisions is needed.
Although the National Road Safety Council has been dealing with the matter of road fatalities, we have not had the kind of access to the data on injuries as we should have in order to better monitor what is happening on the nation's roads.
Adrian Williams for CVM News.
News at 7 continues in a moment.
With the things them where you do. The everyday work and the everyday play. Whether you eat food with your friend them or you build track and run rhythm. Flow is committed to the everyday, going the extra mile, mile after mile every day. And the best is yet to come. Flow, every day better.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Look who we have in the cut. No, today episode I got nice. Legends, Senator, my longtime brethren, the great, all-star, the king, and the man himself. Salute! You know, as man, we're not too God specialist, and that's the pinnacle of the problem. We want some new era. That's me on the corner. do what you love and you never work a day in your life. Lie! You work till you win. It was pandemonium. Country people can relate to me I talk about.
What you think about me no matter, you know. What matter to me is what me think about myself.
Man United, I don't care what man wants to say.
You know, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, man.
You finished?
Yes, we finished.
The Cut is brought to you by Flo and Guinness.
No more fear of missing out. CVM TV News is on YouTube. Get up-to-date news, sports, and business content at CVM TV News anytime, anywhere. Subscribe now to CVM TV News to see it happen. Our days get a little complex sometimes. Often so many things make sense, yet so many do not. We are being intentional about giving prominence to the big stories in order to clarify and enlighten. Lead Story explains who, what, when, where, why, and how. Lead Story with George Davis, weekdays at 6:30 p.m. on CVM TV.
Welcome back. We take a look farther afield now with regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. In Cayman, Border Control and Labour Minister Dwayne Seymour was injured in Bodden Town when his car collided with the arm of a cat excavator that was extending onto the road. The minister received head injuries and was transported to Georgetown Hospital. A government statement late Thursday afternoon confirmed the minister had been released from hospital. Police said the collision happened shortly after they received a report that the heavy equipment was parked alongside Anton Bodden Drive, with its arm extending into the roadway. In Grenada, data from the Investment Migration Agency, formerly the Citizenship by Investment Program, indicates that between January and June 2024, Cabinet approved 3,034 individuals as citizens of Grenada. We hear from GBN Television.
As of July 2024, both the Ministry of Finance and the Investment Migration Agency's websites have provided detailed data on the Citizenship by Investment or CBI program, highlighting revenue earned and insights into the number of new citizens for the first half of the year. According to the IME, China and Nigeria are the top sources of approved new citizens, each accounting for nearly 50% of the total. Other countries, including the USA, India, Lebanon, Ukraine, South Africa, Turkey, Iraq, Syria, Pakistan, France, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Algeria, Great Britain, Thailand, Vietnam, Bangladesh, Argentina, and Hong Kong contribute varying amounts, with percentages ranging from 1% to 9%. In the first quarter of 2024, China and Nigeria accounted for 22% and 23% of the approved applicants, respectively. In the second quarter, their shares were 28% and 21%. During the same periods, the USA's share decreased from 11% in the first quarter to 7% in the second quarter. Lebanon's representation also fell from 9% in the first quarter to 5% in the second quarter. Over the reviewed period, the Cabinet rejected 36 applicants, though no details are available regarding their countries of origin.
Cabinet is set to review Barbados' trade policy. Minister of Industry, Innovation, Science and Technology, Marsha Cattle, made the announcement as she addressed the 60th anniversary celebration of the Barbados Manufacturers Association. More from CBC News, Barbados.
This is something that we expect to be able to do quickly. We expect to be able to engage all of our partners. We have a strong partnership and a good solid track record of working with the BMA to be able to tease out and to really unpack what are the challenges that address this and how do we move from those minute things that we experience on the ground to having those informed trade policy. We think that this is critical because we realize that our trade agreements and our overarching trade policy emerged and was put together at a specific time in our economic and social history, and a specific time in the economic and social history of the world. The geopolitics that obtained at the time have shifted slightly, I dare say, and continue to shift.
And in international news, a new survey shows migration is a top issue for the whole British population. Despite that, research in the UK shows migration helps stimulate the economy and push down debt. More from Al Jazeera.
The latest YouGov survey shows that immigration is a top priority to the country, with 51% of people picking it. But independent analysis of the public finances finds the higher the migration, the more beneficial to the public purse. That's because most new migrants coming in are of working age. It finds their contributions will reduce pressure on government debt over 50 years.
And then if you look at every research, what it shows you, the immigrants give more than what they take out. So they are a positive force. Well, look, you're looking at one here. I've served this country at almost every level. I've been a labourer, I've been a bus driver, I've been a police officer, I've been a Lord Mayor of this beautiful city.
We visited the home of former boxing world champion Amir Khan's father, who moved to Bolton in 1970 from Pakistan. He says diversity is an important part of being British, a narrative that he says was distorted by far-right groups who rioted here and across the country.
And what's happening all over England, in fact, But a lot of people that are from outside of our local, they're not locals, I don't think. And we as community, we all get on.
And that's it for regional and international news.
Stay with us, Inspire Jamaica, with Carlin Brown after the break.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Next on Royal Palm Estate.
You don't have a woman? No, miss. Me stay far from woman. Woman is crosses. Mine is self, boy. No, man. The only one me deal with is my mother. Now that you a millionaire, the girl them supposed to run you down like these half hour,
Oh, you mean, man? They might chase for me like when White Shark want fresh me.
Remember, the only reason I agreed to come up here and spend the night with you is because you said that we'd have separate rooms.
And that we will, if that's what you want. Listen, I always respect the wishes of my princess.
And Eliza, I am not the only person at Royal Palm Estate to have a child whose father is a secret.
So what you trying to say, child?
Do you know who is the father of Ann Joyce's son?
Hush, hush your mouth. What we are covering up here is a crime. This is not some simple traffic violation. What happened in that room that night was murder. On Royal Palm Estate.
Royal Palm Estate is on CVM every Tuesday and Sunday at 9 p.m.
Central Expressions, your best source for business, tourism, and entertainment. Tune in to Central Expressions on CVM TV, Sundays at 3 p.m. Repeat Fridays at 9 a.m. Central Expressions is brought to you by the Gulf View Hotel in the heart of Jamaica, from the hearts of Jamaicans. The Orbin Group, Real Essence Media, National PC Bank, Central Expressions, your voice, your culture.
Hi, I'm Celine Gordon, host of Holy Road.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy John Mark Wigan, host on the show Holy Road. Listen, people need to know what's happening in the churches and in ministry in all of Jamaica. It's an absolute blessing. We're really excited to share this.
Tune in to CVM, see it happen.
Welcome back for this Inspire Jamaica, the straight talking facts from a couple breaking the silence about their child's battle with a speech disorder. Here's more from Carlin Brown.
Reach out and touch
Somebody's hand make this world a better place. If you can.
If only these pictures could talk, they would turn into words the expressions of young Ricardo Wilson. Here he's looking over his mother's shoulder on the day he was being blessed at church. His first passport-size photograph. The final moments of early childhood education, moving on to primary school experiences. These are high points of growing up. However, to whom they should now matter the most, the third and last child for Marcia and Everton Wilson, he was seemingly trapped, zipped tight, sealed in silence, a floating shadow, while those around him struggled to figure him out for years.
But he was doing everything except speaking, so that's really when I realized that something's really wrong. And then he went to basic school, not speaking, primary school. They couldn't communicate with him because